And I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So this afternoon, we're going to talk about video creation. So we spent the morning talking about how to find videos that are already created and things you can do to jazz those up. So now we're going to talk about making your own. So why video creation? Students stay engaged to videos more when it's their teacher presenting. So whether it's their teacher's voice or if the image is down in the corner or if it's you doing a read aloud with your face on the screen, it's been proven that students will stay more engaged when it's their teacher doing that. And your video should be short bursts of content. 6 minutes or less is recommended for when you're making videos for students. Now, it can be a few different videos, like you can do like three-minute videos or something like that, but just the short burst of content at a time. Longer videos are going to lose their engagement. Like think about when we like show documentaries or something, even if we have questions, they kind of glaze over. And that's because they're used to those short bursts of content. I have an email and I just want to make sure it's not someone trying to get in. Okay, it's not. So we're going to start with Screencastify, which is a screen recording extension for Chrome. So again, I said this morning, if you're not in Chrome, you're going to want to open up a Chrome browser. And I'm going to throw this in the chat, but it's also right here in the slideshow. You're going to want to, come on, come down. Download the Screencastify extension for your Chrome. And if you can see, that's going to be, I have it already downloaded, it's this little spaceship. So we're going to start with Screencastify, so you can download that extension. And then we'll touch upon QuickTime and iMovie, but I also realize that those are Apple products and not everyone has a Mac. So I'm not going to spend too much time with that. We'll spend the majority of our time with Screencastify because everyone can use that. And we'll also talk about how we can put those videos on YouTube. So when you have the Screencastify app downloaded, so you've clicked on that website, you've given it permission to be an extension, just let me know in the chat below. And then that way I'll know that I can move forward. My husband's coming in late. So I'll put that back in there again. So for those of you who just came in, we're working on adding the Screencastify extension. If you're at setup, Joe, go ahead and do the setup for it. It's hard for me to know like what happens when these extensions get added because I don't remember how long ago I added mine. So I'm like not sure all the steps you have to go through when you first get it because I got it a while ago. And that's like not something I can look up easily. So once you have it, you're also going to want to make sure that it appears right next to your URL bar. So if you don't see the rocket ship, you're going to want to go to the 3 little vertical ellipses. And so if you see the rocket ship, don't follow this. And you want to go to your settings and your extensions. So that was settings and then extensions. And you're going to want to make sure that That's not what I wanted. I was gonna say, you're gonna wanna make sure that's pinned. Maybe if I click details, it will say that it's pinned.
Ooh.
Ah, my puzzle piece, that's what it was. If you click the puzzle piece, you can see that some of my extensions are pinned, which means I'm seeing them right here in my bar, and some of them are not. So if you are not seeing the spaceship up in your extensions area next to your URL bar, you're gonna wanna make sure that you click this large puzzle piece that says extensions and click the pin so that it's blue next to Screencastify, because that's one that you're gonna wanna have up where you can click on it easily. Okay. So once you have the extension, you are going to click on it. And does this come up for you guys, or does it say like something else like log into your account? Someone?
It comes up.
So that comes up already?
Yes.
Okay. So I make sure that my settings say desktop, microphone, and that it's my built-in microphone, so it's the one that's in my computer. I don't have the embedded webcam. If I did that, I'm pretty sure what would happen is my picture would come up as a small section in the corner so that the kids could see me. I'm pretty sure that's what happens when I do that. So I make sure that it's my desktop, my microphone, and then someone's here. Oh, hi, Murray. Is something not working?
I don't know where I'm supposed to be. This is where I am. I'm all subscribed.
You're good. I fixed it. Oh. I just pinned it. I went. I made sure it was good.
Okay. So now what do I need to do to get the settings right?
So.
Here.
Spatial.
Is that all I need?
So everyone has this. And so when you want to record, you're going to click the record button, which I wouldn't suggest we all do right now because that will, how do we stop feedback when it happens? I think the feedback was just because Marie was next to me. I think that was the issue. So when you want to record, so for screencasting, I usually have a slideshow in the background. So I would have a slideshow with what the material that I would want to present. So if I was to do this all a recording rather than doing a live Zoom and a recording of it, I would use my Screencastify and I would have this presentation up in the background. And I would click record and I would select the screen that I want to use and click share. And then it's gonna count down to let you know that annoying ticking. So right now I'm recording. I usually click the hide button down here where it says stop sharing and hide because I find that annoying when it comes up on videos. And so now I would just go through what I wanted to share with the kids. So if I was doing a presentation, I would walk through the presentation with them. So that way I don't have to be there and they can just watch it as like an extension piece. Or if it's a video where I want to show someone how to do something like walk through YouTube, I would open up like the YouTube browser and walk through that. So it's recording what's ever on my screen right now. If I switch tabs, it would switch tabs with me. So now it's sharing the screen. When I want to stop it, I'm gonna go up here to the spaceship again. And I'm gonna click the stop button. And now it's automatically gonna start uploading this to my drive. That's where all of these get stored, is my Google Drive. So once I'm on this screen, right now it's going through my video, it mutes it so I don't have to listen to myself. I'm gonna pause that for now. I can name it up here. So I'm gonna say that this was the Zoom test. I can, once it has uploaded, which I think it has, I can trim it. So how I had this up at the top, say I don't want that in my video, I can shush it in. I can shush it in this way, and then I can save my trim. And so if I messed up a little in the beginning and the end, I can trim that. And then I want to pause this. Right from the Screencastify area, I can publish it to YouTube right away, and I can share it to my classroom. So if I published it to YouTube, I could choose if I want it private, public, or unlisted. I'm gonna say this one's private because I'll go and delete it later. And I give a little description. Testing, 1, 2, 3, and it uploads it right to YouTube for me. I don't have to go and do like any other 50 gazillion steps. It like if I click publish to YouTube, I can do it right there. I can even copy the link or view it on YouTube right after I've done that. I can also share it right to my classroom. I can choose the class that I want to share it with. I can choose if I want to do it as an assignment, a question, an announcement, or a material. And then I'd click go and it would put it right in my classroom. I think for a particular playlist, Beth, you're gonna have to go and find it in YouTube and then put it in there. That didn't seem like an option it gave. Yeah, you can't go right to a playlist. You're gonna have to go into your YouTube after and then put it in that playlist if you want it to be on a playlist.
Okay.
So it's different than record. So this would be if I want to create content for the kids to watch while they're working in class in like say small groups, or if we're virtual and I want them to view it before coming to the Zoom. It's a way to create videos so that you don't have to be with them for the actual lesson. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense? Yes, it's done ahead of time. So are there any general questions, or do you just want to get in and try to make one of your own? And I can also trash it. I do want to show you that when I go to Drive, I have a folder that, because I've been using the extension, I have a Screencastify folder. So when I open that, it's going to show all of the videos that I've created in Screencastify. And these aren't all my videos because I think mine's set up to my main account for some reason. So they don't share to my school one, but I can find them. Copyright is one of those funny things. So there are copyright things that attach to schools with crises and that sort of stuff. I just made sure that if I did read alouds, they were all unlisted, and I said in my description that I was using them for school purposes because of the pandemic. And I mean, they weren't taken down. So I kind of just like, you know, I don't have, this isn't my book. I'm using this for purposes for a digital classroom in the description. And then I made sure the video was unlisted, so it wasn't so that everyone could view it, that it was just so that my kids could. Yes, it's limited to 5 minutes. Heather is also looking into subscription for this one also. But I mean, at the same time, videos that are more than 6 minutes don't hold kids' attention as much. So I haven't had an issue with the 5-minute piece, but I can see where there could be issues. But Heather was looking into Screencastify also. Right, the length of a read aloud could be longer. So there's also Screencast-O-Matic, and I think that one goes longer, and it's the very similar, let me get there, Screencast-O-Matic. I think they go a little bit longer, but it's still not. Ashton says Screencast-O-Matic gives you 10 to 15 minutes.
Could you do, I know it's not optimal, but could you do like part 1, part 2, part 3, just have it be separate videos?
Right. And if you have a Mac, you can edit those within iMovie and string them all together. But the other laptops don't have that editing software.
So what are some ways that you've used it? Because the only thing I can know is like read aloud and going through like a Google slideshow presentation or just quick hit information. What are other ways to, I guess, use this?
So I would use it for like, mostly what I've used it for right now has been for college.
Yeah.
But student-wise, oh, my brain's gonna come undone. Student-wise, I would do like, if I wanted to, I'm just trying to think of, so say some kids weren't getting point of view and I wanted them to review it in RTI, but I can't have them with me because I'm working with someone else. I could make a quick little video reviewing point of view and then assign it to them to use during like an RTI block.
I gotcha.
So it's like quick little review instructions, or if they're digital, it could be view this before you come into class, and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
You could use it as tutorial too, like if the kids don't know how to log on to something, you could kind of do it and show them that way.
I used it a lot when at the beginning of the pandemic, sending quick videos to staff members about how to do certain things. Oh, someone trying to get in. Sorry, Tom.
I think I might try to use it a little bit with like transition times. So if I come into a classroom and I need some time to get materials, my art supplies together for the kids, it might help with some of that. And also I'll probably use them for like review at the end of class.
So this is great. Like if you guys just want to like turn your audio on and pop out like how you're thinking you might use them. And also probably for the next 20 minutes, work on making your own video. I mean, I'll shut up so that way my voice doesn't like come in your video.
In science, we can do demonstration, for example, during remote learning, to show kids and see what they notice. In math, we can do a few examples on the whiteboard, if they will allow us to school. That will be, I mean, quite a few options.
I know.
Need the ride over.
It doesn't have to go every day.
It doesn't hurt. We have paid for it, so you can go as
It's
often as
alright.
you're bold, aren't you?
You guys are gonna want to make sure you're muted unless you have a question.
Mom, do it.
Your
Mom, do
audio
it.
doesn't pick up on other people's videos. So please put in the chat box if you want some more time to play or if you're ready to move on to something else.
Email feature. All right, so I'm going to show.
I'll give more playtime at the end of this too. So, do you want to mute yours, Murray? It's okay. So I'm just gonna quickly, if you don't have an Apple, this probably doesn't pertain to you, so you can just keep playing here. But I wanted to give some time and show those of you that do have an Apple that we have QuickTime and we have iMovie. So if you look down, not at my Zoom, right down here on our launch bar for Apples, you have the QuickTime Player queue here. If you don't see it on your browser bar, you can open your Finder and search QuickTime applications, then QuickTime, so I don't get all my assignments. Or I'm gonna keep getting, oh yeah, right there. And then you can drag it down onto your bar so that it stays. Right, QuickTime's not for PC. I haven't been able to find it on PC unless someone wants to dispute that. So you can keep playing with Screencast-O. So when I click on that and I come up to my file, I have a movie option, an audio recording, and a screen recording option there. So I could choose any of those three. And so I know Josh was saying earlier that he'd want to like record a big screen to like show an instrument or something. So if I did a movie recording in QuickTime, it's my whole face. So if I clicked record, it would record just my camera. So it would record me, it would record if I was writing on the whiteboard, those sorts of things. Also your phone, you can go to the video in your phone and you can, okay, so Josh, you might want to use your phone. Nice handy dandy thing. Or also possibly, I'm pretty sure Heather said something about getting tablets, but I haven't, they're not Mac tablets. They're like some sort of whatever the state's handing out. So you'll be able to record on your tablet. I'm not quite sure how uploading that will work yet because I haven't played with it, but we're going to get PD for that on one of those new PD days also. So you can record in QuickTime like this. Josh, you can record on your phone, and you can then, what do you have for a phone? Do you have a Mac, Apple, or do you have something else? Have an iPad. So that, yeah, you could record on your iPad and then upload things to your computer. So, trying to remember where it was now. So I could click record here, and it would record my screen. I'm going to do it for like 2 seconds so that I can walk you through the rest of the steps, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And then I have my video here. I'm going to want to go to File and Save. And I'm going to want to say what my title is. And I usually save my videos to my desktop just because it's easier to get back to them that way. So now on my desktop, I have my video. And say I did a bunch of little video clips like that, because if you're like me, when you start talking, you always inevitably mess up. And so doing shorter clips is slightly easier. Or say I wanted to like introduce a topic on with my face, but then I want to switch to doing something on the whiteboard. So I can do a bunch of mini videos, and then I want to go to my star with my movie in it, which is my iMovie. And this is going to help me edit all of those clips together. So if I create a new one, it'll open up a new video. I'm gonna go into my Tech Institute one because I already have some videos in there, so it's gonna help a bit more. So I'm gonna take my video that I wanted, and I'm just gonna drag it right over and poop it in. And so now I can like watch. Oh. And so I have a bunch of clips, and I can play it and edit it to them together so it's an instructional video sort of deal. And, oh, does someone have a question? No. Up at the top, I can add in audio. So anything that's in my iTunes, I can add in for music. I can add a title. So I can say I really like this title. I can drag it down to the beginning. I can edit what it says. So this is a flower video. Test purposes. And so now I have a title. Ashton wants to know if I can do audio right in iMovie. He's really testing my abilities to know things today. Yes, ha. Yes, Ashton, you can. You go to audio, you click on the mic, and then you click on the record button. And I'm assuming it would do it, but my computer's being awfully slow with having to record and Zoom at the same time. So it's not actually like showing me anything right now. But I'm assuming my computer would work right, it would do that. You play with that some and let me know. That's your job. I did titles. You can add a background in. Oh, I don't want to create a world map. That's not what I wanted. Well, I guess it's creating a world map before I can go on to another tab right now. And then there's transitions. So if I wanted to fade in, I can take the fade in and put it between my title and my flowers, and it fades it in. I can add pictures as well. You guys probably saw that, some of you saw like the Happy Summer video from the junior high. That was pictures I drag and dropped in. I'd create a folder with all the pictures, and I think I deleted the folder, which is why they're not coming up. And I just dragged all the pictures in. One thing with pictures though, if you click on it, you're gonna want to come up to the cropping feature and turn off the Ken Burns. No one likes the Ken Burns. So if you're doing pictures, turn off Ken Burns. Just go to fit it. So that way it's not zooming in on your faces at awkward angles. So yeah, I mean, that's really content-wise all I got. That shows you the different features in there. I have a slide that's uploading it to YouTube. So if you did it in QuickTime in iMovie, if you were in iMovie and you're done, you're gonna click on this little send feature and download it as a file to your desktop. And then this would work through how you add it into your YouTube channel. So I'm not sure, honestly, I would love to just give you guys an hour to work on anything you just learned, or if you were in the morning session to also work on any of that stuff if you would like. I don't have any other sit and present things. So yeah, I would love to just stay here, and if you have questions as you work, to just ask your questions, if that's okay with everyone. If anyone needs me to re-go over something. Lori, if you can't find your iMovie, come down to your Launchpad, and then that has a bunch of apps in it, and you should be able to find it and drag it down. Or you can search your Finder under Applications for iMovie. So I'm gonna stop my recording and unshare my screen. And if you guys have questions, ask me questions, work,